how you, you know how the world is today, right? You got to make sure that people aren't sensitive. So, but I want to show you a concept. So before we get into all the craziness that is crypto, and I can give you some insight on block technology, ETX, annuities, all these things that have different platforms. Okay. I want to teach you something someone taught me a long time ago. Okay. So find my paint. Okay. Can you see this screen right here?
Yeah.
So this is what I was telling you. So 98% of people today, they make less than 250K. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if these people make that money, where do they put their money? Majority.
Yeah, I'm in that group.
So where do you put your money?
I don't put any. I mean, I put let's see, what should I put? I put about probably $400 a month into a savings account.
There you go.
This is my bank.
Savings account.
Yep.
Checking account. All right. If you have some knowledge, right, you probably know about CDs, money market.
Oh
right?
yeah, money market. Yeah.
How much interest a year do these accounts make on average?
Well, savings accounts like 0.01%.
Yeah, it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and give it a high number. So 1%. Okay. So top 2% of America, they make 250 plus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they put their money?
They put it in a money market a lot. I've heard.
Yeah, money market, but more importantly, mutual funds. Okay. Real estate. This is real estate.
Real estate. Yep.
Real estate, stocks, bonds, right? And I can go on and on and on. There's so many vehicles. Crypto is going to be over here too, because it's making
the whales.
crazy turns, right? Okay. So all these different things. What do you think the average yearly return is on their investment?
Maybe $1,000 a year.
And percentage wise. So if somebody invested $1,000, you think they're going to get 120?
Depends on what they invest. They probably gain like 5-10% a year, maybe. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. So real estate right now, it's a seller's market. I mean, people are making 50% on their investment sometimes. Like, wow. I mean, there's some really high numbers coming. Stocks right now, I mean, through the roof. Bonds, 6 to 8%. And crypto, I mean, I've seen so many news reports right now about someone taking $500 and making $1 million. I don't know where to put that number at, right?
Yeah, I mean,
let's say 12%. Okay.
12.
Do you know what the amount of inflation was this year?
No.
4%.
4.3%. Okay.
Isn't that really high?
That's really high. Yeah, it's normally 2.4. This means that we're printing money like it's going out of style. Biden's balling out, and we're having to pay for it with our hard-earned money, right? So if inflation affects both sides, okay, if you're putting money in your bank account, you are losing money, but you're not losing money in the effect of you're still going to have $100 in there, or 1,000 or 10,000, whatever. You're losing the buying power of your money. Like your money is not going to be worth $100 next year.
Yeah. So if I'm saving $100 a month for sake of consistency, then that $100 in 10 years is probably like $50.
House values go up, the milk goes up, gas goes up. It's inflation. Wow. Now, on this side, it affects everybody, but they're making 8%, 8.3%. Oh no, this would be 7. So 7.7% on their dollar. So they had $100 sitting there, which most people don't have just $100 in investments. So $100 is in there. They just made $7.70
Over a year.
over a year. And that's every $100 that's on their account, and they're not doing anything.
And that's saying that if that stock or whatever stayed at the same price.
Well, stocks. So let me get out of here so you can see my face. So stocks, that's where you get a really risque market.
Mhm.
So you can either be somebody that does really good in the stock market, or you can be somebody that loses your ass in the stock market.
Mhm.
So that's the risky play. This 12%, let me show this again.
Yeah.
This 12% right here is an average. So like a lot of people in real estate, if you're not smart about things and if you don't learn from your mistakes, you can make a lot of poor mistakes in real estate and lose your butt.
Mhm.
Now, what I mean why, so these are all the risque plays where you diversify your portfolio. Now, to have a guaranteed income is something that you want, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you take partial amount of your investment and you put it in a safe play where you can get a guaranteed retirement, or an engine. I would recommend what's called a IUL. It's called an indexed universal life policy.
Yeah.
So if you're a person that likes to research, I'd look into it. I can go way into depth, but these accounts, so it's like you have a contract with the insurance company. Okay. Say you have $100 and you're throwing in this account. Okay. And I'm just going to give you some like random numbers just to kind of put it in perspective. But you put $100 in this account. $17 of that goes to pay for your term policy. Like if you have a $500,000 term, if you were to pass away, right? Protection.
Mhm.
And what happens is the only vehicle that, well, one of the main vehicles to get money when it goes in to be taxed, and then when you pull it out to be tax free, is to invest in life insurance. So you have an account that has a term policy, and then the rest of that money goes into this cash account that's invested in an index. And then that index says if it does 20%, this year, then you make half. The rest of it goes to the insurance company. Okay.
Okay.
But if say next year, because this is a long-term account, if say next year the company does negative, you make zero on your dollar.
Mhm.
So you always are included in the gains, but every time you get a gain, that's now your bottom. And your
Okay.
account just stair steps.
It can never go down.
It can never go down. It's called a guarantee. You can put riders on these things. You can do
So
a lot.
what's the catch? There's got to be a catch.
It's life insurance. You
Okay.
have life insurance. The insurance company is banking that you don't make it as long as you say you're going to make it.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
I mean, that's what life insurance, that's what car insurance is. It's
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
that you're not going to have to, you're going to pay this premium in hopes that you don't get in an accident, but we're hoping that you don't get in an accident. Life insurance, I mean, it's a fickle industry. It could be something to where, they're really banking that you pass away before your policy gets. I mean, I don't know.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I ultimately, like I said, I think, the big difference. Can you see the screen right here?
Yeah.
Do you know how you get from this side to this side?
Nope.
Education.
My favorite word. Education.
Mhm.
Because I'm not going to tell you anything on here. I'm not going to pitch anything to you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't sell anything, and you're not going to pay me a dime for
Mhm.
anything that I do.
Mhm.
All these things that I have, or that we've developed over, decades of work, we have all these partnerships with big name companies. And essentially all I'm doing is I'm teaching you about how to invest your money. And then I'm referring you to the big business that doesn't cater to people that make under 250. And then
Okay.
that company essentially will pay me a fee.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
So it's all
Um,
this craziness behind the scenes that makes things really amazing. But the only thing that I'm here to do is, if you have certain things that your goals, like really straight to the point goals in your life, I can help direct you to those goals.
okay. Interesting. Um, so, but you said that those companies that you would point me towards are catering to people uh, that have 250,000 or more in income.
Normally, they
Yeah.
do. So
I thought.
they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money on marketing, but they market to reach these people.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they cater to them, but that's what they do. They go knock on their doors.
Yeah. Well,
Now we
yeah, I mean, so to be completely honest, I'm actually banking on my own company. I'm fully invested in, the company I'm CTO of, because I believe that we're going to be making about probably 100 million a year, in about a year's time. So that's what I'm banking on. And if that's true, then I won't need a retirement fund.
Makes sense.
So, knowing that for at least the next few years, I'm mainly looking for just like investing in, cryptocurrency just to see what happens, I guess. And just kind of like slowly building up a portfolio that I can always have. And when I do have a lot of money, then I can, kind of put more into it. In terms of retirement fund, yeah, I don't exactly know what I want to do for that yet, but you said an IUL. I can look into that. What was the other one? I've looked into IRAs, but yeah.
I mean,
So,
Roth IRAs are
Mhm.
it's on the same side as, all these things that they have returns of less than what inflation is. I mean, inflation, you think it's going to go up or down?
Up,
Keep
obviously.
going up.
Yeah. Well, we're about to sign another 7.8 trillion bill. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, so that's really interesting. I didn't even think about inflation, actually. I should have been. So what is, as a simple answer, what is the best way to prevent inflation for your investment?
Invest in stuff that
Mhm.
makes more than inflation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. If you notice something, I'll tell you something, personal, but in my checking account, I have just enough plus maybe $250. In my
Mhm.
savings account, I have a savings account that has, a fund that'll cover 3 months of my bills. It's my liquid.
Mhm.
And then my investment accounts that's my savings account.
Yeah.
My stock accounts are my savings account. And I mean, annually, stocks, we can compare numbers. 3,200% return on investment on 5 of my plays over the last
Man.
6 months. And
Yeah.
I'm in Humble. So if you want to check, not like Humble, I bought at under a penny when it was
Mhm.
TSNP, and it went up to $8 in
Wow.
February.
How much did you put into it, if you don't mind me asking?
I had 475,000 shares.
Wow.
It's my initial investment. It cost me $2,500.
So it's about $4 million,
It
right?
was no, it went up, but then all this humbo jumbo, the name change, you couldn't access your shares, but it'll be.
Oh,
I can guarantee I can't guarantee it, but I'm predicting right now Humble will be triple digits in 2 to 3 years,
Yeah.
wow.
and I'll be sitting on a cash cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
ultimately, I said stocks. It all depends on how risque you want to do. Crypto right now, it's in. in my opinion, crypto's up right now. So I'm actually waiting for crypto to go down a little more before I
So
really
was
buy.
I. That was actually one of my main questions. Thanks for bringing that up. So, like, I really want to invest in Ethereum, especially, but like, what is your indicator for knowing when to buy? Because I mean, you can watch videos, you read articles, but these people just, it seems like they're just talking out of their asses half the time.
No, you
So,
chart it.
what's that mean?
You chart crypto. If you there's different charts and systems that people use that they've used for hundreds of years. The fib chart is one that I use for all my plays.
The
And
fit charge? I mean, chart?
fib, yeah,
Fib chart.
it's
Okay.
called a Fibonacci retracement chart.
Okay.
There's different programs out there that within these programs you can chart a stock and you can predict buys and sells.
Okay.
So before I ever invest any money in a stock, I've already watched the stock for 3 weeks at least, and I've already charted it, I don't know, 10, 15 times to see where my buy is going to be, where my sell is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, because all my investments are down right now.
Yeah.
I've only
Well,
lost like $50.
listen, so another reason why I kind of introduced, indexing to you is that the ETX program. These are programs like, I think Ripple's doing it. Voyager, Humble is the one that I'm invested in, and it's their block technology. So if you look here, let me say this for a second.
Ethereum X. Never heard of it.
And it's a classic version of it. People are saying it's going to go to the same levels as regular Ethereum, but I'm just in the hype. I don't believe all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, you say most of them that you're invested in now, you've been in the red with them?
Yeah, most of them. My stocks have been doing pretty good, but crypto, I think I've lost like $50. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good. I hate losing. But honestly,
Most of it's Dogecoin.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with
I bought
Doge,
it at 60 cents.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things you have to catch it right in it has the sweet spot.
okay,
Yeah.
so can you see the screen?
Uh-huh.
So this is the ETX program, okay?
Okay.
This is in a lack of better terms. Do you understand what indexing is in the market?
No, I still don't.
So the S&P 500, okay? That's a strategy, okay? And in the stock market, you can invest your money into the S&P, like strictly in the S&P 500. Okay. So if those 500 companies, go up, you're making money. If they go down, you're losing money. Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But within that S&P 500 is 50 or 500 different really rich companies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With this, you have different, it's called blocks because it's on the blockchain. The new Internet of Things, supposed to be interactive and all this other stuff. But eventually this will merge onto the blockchain once everybody adopts it. Okay. But block 3 is 3 different types of crypto. So when you invest in block 3, you are actually investing in 50% Bitcoin, 25% Litecoin, and then 25% Digibyte.
Okay.
And that's an index. So like, Bitcoin might be doing this while Digibyte's doing this, and your portfolio is very healthy.
Right.
That's
So
what
it's
that's
supposed to stabilize all the massive what's the word?
volatility.
Yeah, volatility.
Yeah. So, if Elon Musk hops on Twitter and starts blasting out Bitcoin, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to invest in Digibyte." Well, Bitcoin's doing this, Digibyte's doing this, you're even on your dollar, or you're making money depending on, you know, how much you have invested.
Right.
So it's something that's really, really awesome, is a lack of a term. And the return of investment, you can see the numbers here. I mean, this is a 12-month period that somebody had money invested in this block, and they're making 325%.
Wow. Yeah.
So you had $100 last year. Now you have 325. So,
Pretty
and
good.
this is even during, you know, Bitcoin's up and down. Now, one thing that's very apparent in these systems is, as long as it's not a tweet or something like that, if the algorithms identify, you might know more about this than I do, actually. If the algorithms identify a sell-off downtrend, they will automatically sell your Bitcoin or whatever crypto at that point right here. It'll sell here, and then it'll rebuy once it consolidates.
Interesting.
They're called active algos. So
and is that part of Humble?
part of it's what you pay for in the $5 subscription monthly, is these different algorithms that use bots to buy and sell crypto, like companies do with stocks. Like
Yeah,
big,
honestly, I think that's the future, because I work with AI, and I'll tell you right now, you will not be an AI ever when it comes to numbers. So
yeah.
they can predict just the wildest things.
Oh, I mean, anything. They look at numbers and they can predict that somebody's going to attack London on September 17th. And you're like,
yeah.
what are you watching, bro? Like, I'm not there.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you can look through all that. This is all online. I mean, you go to financial.humblepay.com.
Yeah.
I mean, this one, I mean, look at the yearly. You put $100 in this in January, at the end of the year, you got almost $1,300. And these update I mean, I've seen them update every day. I mean, these aren't fake numbers like, oh, they did great last year. This is their current, right now number. If you look, May, you know,
Yeah.
it's May of this year.
But how do you know that it's still going to go up? Because it looks like it already went up. You're saying it's still going to go much higher than that. I mean, that's 1,200%.
You don't know. This is the thing about this. Now, the bots will recognize systematic or fundamental technical drops. But if Elon goes on there and tweets and says Bitcoin's not there and it starts tanking, the system's not going to identify it. So sometimes there is loss. But this number, before Elon tweeted, that number was at like 2,800%.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, this is going to be something that it's either, if you believe in Ethereum, then go invest in Ethereum. But if you believe in crypto being like the next, I mean, everybody's looking into crypto. Banks are looking into it. Apple's looking into it.
Your next door neighbor's looking into it.
I mean, I got people all over. I started talking, and as soon as they found out on Snapchat, they were like, "What are you doing in crypto? Hey, can I come over?" I mean, everybody wants to know about it.
It's just so interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Digibyte. So you're big on Ethereum because of decentralization, right?
That and smart contracts.
Yeah, smart contracts are going to be huge, and Humble is actually the forefront for this. So they have all different. If you look, they have all different marketplaces. Okay, so Humble Pay, their mobile pay app, is going to be a way to transfer money globally at fractions using Digibyte as their platform, which I think is on the Ethereum market as well.
Okay.
But they're trying to get it to where it's decentralized, to where US, the currencies do not reflect it's only demand that's going to reflect this, not economy, not the government. It's going to be completely decentralized.
Right, which
Now,
I believe is definitely the way to go.
yeah, and that's, I mean, and that's 5-10 years down the road.
Mhm.
But if you can identify that, pour a bunch of money into things that are going to be amazing in 10 years, you'd be living in a yacht when you're 40,
Yeah,
like some of these big
exactly.
players. Now
Yeah.
you got,
And,
go ahead.
I want your honest opinion though. Do you think it's too late to invest in crypto?
I think that the bubble has popped for a
Mhm.
second.
Mhm.
So my personal opinion on crypto is that it's going to downtrend for a little while.
Okay.
And then once the adoption of some of these bigger, like I just saw that, who was it? I put it on Discord. Somebody started accepting. You remember what it was, Bernard?
Bitcoin and
Sheets.
yeah.
You know? Are you familiar with Sheets? You're from the West Coast.
Sheets? No.
Yeah. What's the biggest gas station where you can get food and everything in on the West Coast?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a 7-Eleven like Starbucks.
Okay.
Like they're everywhere on the East Coast, all the way down to North Carolina.
Okay.
I mean, Sheets, they have MTOs made. It's called made to orders. Their sandwiches are. It's like Wawa in Florida. If you've ever been to Florida, I mean, I'm sure Bernard was trying to chime in and be like Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa.
They have amazing food. It's fresh, gas. I mean, it's just these best stops to stop into, and they're accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the adoption is already started.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of them just going through their test markets now to see the response from people that are interested and what already have it.
Right. I think a lot of people are waiting, or other companies are waiting to see how these other companies perform with it.
Hey, if it cuts you guys out, just hop on the same link that just same exact one. We can end. It's actually, I'm gonna end it. Hop right back on real quick. I only got like a minute left of my free version.
Okay.
So see you guys in a minute.